Hi everyone, my name is T and welcome back to Storytime, Scars, and Nightmares. If you're new here, this is the place where we deep dive into real life chills and shocking moments people will never forget. And trust me, first time Tinder dates can be a whole horror story of their own. From awkward encounters to terrifying red flags. We're pulling back the curtain on the kind of first dates that leave you wishing you never swiped right. So grab a seat, turn down the lights, and get ready because these aren't just stories, they're warnings. If you love creepy, jaw dropping stories like these, don't forget to like, drop your own nightmare in the comments, and subscribe because you never know. Your story might be featured in the next episode. Enjoy!
Story time of my Tinder date where I thought I legitimately was going to get kidnapped. Long story short, we were going on a date to a restaurant. The restaurant was about 20 minutes away from his house, which was 40 minutes away from my house. So I drove to his house. Do not ever go to a stranger's house, ever. So I drove there. I live in the desert, literally in the middle of the desert. I get off the freeway, I turn right, and there is no houses where I'm going. There is nothing but a wasteland. So I think it's a great idea to keep going. And I finally see a lonely house in the middle of nowhere. There are no neighbors. There are no surrounding suburbs or restaurants or anything. It is literally just this guy's house. He texts me and asks if I can park on the south side. The south side of his house would be the back of his house, and you cannot see the back of his house from the main road. There's no way to see it. It's completely blocked. I thought it was weird, but I was like, maybe he has a crazy baby mama. I don't really know. So I drive, and it's a long dirt road to his house, a very long dirt. There's like dust kicking up behind me. It's quite a ways out there. There are saguaro cactuses. I swear to God, there's a javelina, which is like a wild boar thing. And anyways, I get to this house. This house is like a trap house, by the way. And if you know, you know. I tell Guy I'm here. I see Guy come outside to meet me. But I see there's cameras all over the house. In the front of the house, like big security cameras, not a Ring doorbell, big ass cameras. My stupid 23-year-old brain at the time was like, I just want to go get dinner. So I went inside anyways, seeing all the red flags. The major point of this story, the big breakthrough, there was a shipping container. Yes, you heard me correctly. A shipping container, like the ones you see in the movies on a dock. And guess what? I still went in his house. When I went in, now mind you, I told you he's a dad. There was no pictures of kids. There was no toys of kids. There was nothing to say kids live there whatsoever. But there was a fuck ton of moving boxes. I asked Guy, where's your kids? He says, with mom. I said, did you guys move? There's no kid toys. There's nothing. He's like, yeah, we just moved. Mind you, he is completely monotone. There is no excitement in his voice whatsoever. He is completely mute and expressionless. And I'm noticing there's big cameras inside his house too. He has a drink ready on the counter and says, if I want it. And I said, no. And he said, okay. So he proceeds to then go pour me a new one. Out of his empty refrigerator with only a 2-liter soda. Part two, I'm so sorry, part two. Part two of the Tinder date that almost got me kidnapped. If you have not seen it, part one is posted. Go check it out. So anyways, he proceeds to pour me a drink from the only thing in his fridge, which was a 2-liter of soda, after I already said no to the pre-made drink. And again, his face is monotone. He has no expression going on. If anything, it's like just this complete muted. He texted me before with emojis and was excited. And when I met him, it was like a different person. After I refused the drink several times, I just got the feeling to get out. I had a roommate at the time and I pre-warned her where I was going. So I texted her, your typical girl, get me the fuck out of here. Call me. And let me tell you, oh my God, my ring light fell off. Anyways, let me tell you, she deserves Actress of the Year award. She called me bawling her eyes out about a dog we didn't even have that died. So I tell Guy, I gotta go. You know, my roommate, she's a mess. Sorry, dog died. Bye. He follows me closely behind as I'm going to the front door. And when I walk out, he just stands on the kind of like the little patio area. And I have to walk pretty far to my car. Now, my car is parked near the shipping container, guys. Near the shipping container. And now that I'm walking towards it, I can see that there's a camera on the shipping container facing outward. So I have the heebie-jeebies. I am literally speed walking to my car. He's not following me, but I do hear him like yell, tell me, hey, can I show you something? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I was like, okay, but I don't turn around. I'm still walking to my car at this time. And so I'm going to my driver's side because I have a pew pew. Because in the state I live in, it's legal to carry. So I'm going to the side that has that. I don't know why I didn't take it inside with me. Anyways, so I go back to my car. I am in the position where I have my door open. I have access to my pew pew. And I get up and there is a crossbow arrow that goes right over my head. Right over my head. Into a saguaro that I was parked in front of. And he is holding the crossbow facing me. And it's just stoic. It doesn't say a word. I got out of there so freaking fast. You have no idea. I reported it. And I don't know what happened. But there was something not right with that house and not right with that man. And the shipping container. I don't know what was in it.
This is why I deleted my Tinder and why every single girl watching this needs to delete her Tinder too. This happened a few years ago and I honestly consider myself so incredibly lucky to be alive after experiencing this. I was living in New York City at the time and I matched with a guy. For the entire time we were talking, he was really aggressively trying to get me to go out with him. And eventually I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let this guy take me out on a date. Maybe I'm just being judgmental. Maybe he's not being desperate. Maybe he's just putting in an effort. So the day of the date rolls around and he tells me that he wants to take me out to a restaurant that is a bit of a hidden gem and is a little bit outside of the city in an area of Westchester called Yonkers. And even though he offered to drive me, I was like, no, it's all good. I actually had my own car in New York City, so I agreed to meet up with him. Now, I feel like an absolute idiot because I didn't even Google this place before I went. So on the night of the date, I'm driving to this place. I put it into my GPS and it's really weird because as soon as I see it in the GPS, it says that the place is closed. So I text my date and I'm like, hey, I just put this place into the GPS and it is telling me that it is actually closed. To which he replies, oh no, don't worry. They're really bad at updating their hours. This is the part where I should have just been like, oh hell no, and I should have canceled the date. But somehow I decided it would be a good idea to get in my car and drive 40 minutes to Yonkers for a date with a guy. So after 40 minutes of driving in traffic, I arrive at this place in Yonkers. I pull up to the building and I quickly realize that there is nobody in the parking lot and that indeed this business is really closed. Not to mention, my car is the only car in the parking lot. So I start to panic, and as I look behind me to put my car in reverse, I notice another car pull up. This car pulls up right beside me. I don't even look at the person sitting in the car. I just simply back up out of that parking lot as fast as I can, and I get the heck out of there. The entire way home, I am just looking in my rear view mirror to see if there's anyone behind me, and thankfully there was not. And the craziest part of all of this is when I got home, I went back onto that dating app and I could see that the profile had unmatched with me. I never got a chance to screenshot that profile. I never learned the guy's last name, but I can't tell you guys how many times I've heard this happening to girls on dating apps. It's not worth it. Just delete it for your own safety. And if you are going to be on dating apps, please always make sure to get the person's last name and to meet in a place that you are familiar with.
I'm currently opening my hair, so I'm bored. Let's talk about previous Tinder dates because that is always so much fun when I talk with other people about it and others are so shocked. So I thought I'd share with you. Okay, growing up in Germany, I was not really popular in my school, so I never dated anybody from there. So I started outreaching. So I downloaded Tinder, I made a profile, and yeah, I increased the radius to just be all around, you know, meeting other people. I matched with this dude from the next biggest city, and I was really strict back then. I was closeted and didn't know, so for every time I met a guy, I just had a bunch of rules for them. And anyways, that's not the point. So he checked all of the rule boxes, and we were talking. It was actually fun to talk to him. So after 2 weeks of talking, we finally decided to meet. We're going to a nice restaurant. We had a dinner. Everything was fine at first. We started out super good. Nice conversation. Really, we were laughing. We were just enjoying the moment. All of a sudden, half an hour turned into 1 hour. 1 hour turned into 2, and 2 hours turned into 3. One thing about Germany, public transport is really good. It depends on where you live though. In the small city that I lived in, the public transport would stop at a certain time. So I did not know how to get from the next biggest city back into my small city because the public transport would not go. So after the food, we decided to go to his place so I could go and call a cab from there because it was closer, so it would be cheaper. We go back to his place. He invites me inside. While we wait, I say, okay, I need to use the bathroom. Don't worry, it's not going in that direction. Otherwise, I would have put a trigger warning. Don't worry, it's not that crazy. Oh, but nothing could have prepared me either. Nothing could have prepared me either. Anyways, we come into his place. We go to his place. He asked me if I wanted a glass of wine. I decline. I go to the bathroom. I text my friend. This was such a good date. Oh my god, you know, like he's actually really nice and his place is so cute. I look around his bathroom. I'm like, making sure is there products of another girl or anything? Nothing, you know. I'm like, okay, bet this is good. Nothing could have gone wrong. I walk out of the bathroom. He's in his bedroom. I say, I'm going outside now. And then my eyes just linger. I'm just like, I'm walking in the door. I'm like, yeah, okay, time for me to hit. What is that? What is that? And he's like, oh, Dad. Oh, that's just my Listerine. I'm like, what do you mean it's your Listerine? He's like, you know, my Listerine. I'm like, no, I've never seen that before. Mind you, it did not look like a jar filled with blue liquid. It looked like a jar filled with blue liquid, and for some reason there was a lot of candle wax all around it, in it, or some kind of bird poop. It just looked horrid. It looked rancid. It looked... Let me calm down. Anyways, so I asked him, I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, that's my Listerine. I'm like, what do you mean your Listerine? Like, can you please elaborate? And he's like, you know, like sometimes when I'm laying in bed and I'm getting too lazy and I don't want to brush, like I need to brush my teeth but I don't want to, I just take a swift of my Listerine jar and then I put it back inside. Oh my god. Thinking about that again, that just brought something back. Mind you, he looked clean. His apartment was clean. It was not just a mattress on the floor. Like, there was actually furniture inside. It was decorated. He was studying fucking law, okay? Like, he was decent with everything except his Listerine jar. And the thing is, like I said, I was very strict back then, and he was older than me. Like, I don't know if I should expose myself like that, but I was younger and he was older. He is still older than I am right now. So at that big age, at the end of your 20s, doing shit like that, I cannot explain to a man, a grown man, why that is not gonna work for me. So yeah, I made sure to get out of there real quick, really quick. And then I blocked him on everything while I was driving home, because I'm sorry, but if that's what you do with your mouth, I don't know what's going on down there, even though everything else looks clean. But we also have a German saying, oben Heu und unten Pfui, which basically just means, like, take care of your appearance, but down here you have lice. Basically. Anyways, that was my little story. I managed to get one out? Really? Only one? Crazy. I was just talking. Anyways.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, I do story times on YouTube, but now I'm gonna do one for TikTok. So basically, this is my crazy Tinder date. So I was talking to this guy on Tinder, and we actually were really cool, and he was really, really cute. And he was like, come over to my house, I'll cook for you, we'll have a cute movie date, whatever the case may be, boom. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come over. So he cooks me spaghetti and meatballs, and the spaghetti and meatballs were really good. And as we're sitting down on the couch and we're watching the movie, my stomach starts to hurt a little bit. I guess I meant to fart, and I accidentally shitted on myself. Yes, I shitted on myself. So I shitted on myself, and I ran to the bathroom, and I was telling him, I have to go. He was like, no, don't worry about it. I'll put it in the washing machine. I have some shorts for you, whatever the case may be. So I give it to him. He puts it in the washing machine. I get in the shower. I come out the shower. This man is on the couch with my shitty drawers, going like this, playing with it, and it comes to find out he has a shit fetish. Long story short, he put laxative in my dinner so that way I could shit myself so he could play with my shit. That's my crazy Tinder date.
I'm alright, I don't need to go back to yours, thank you.
What, so you're not even going to come back?
No, I've had a really good night and just want to leave it as that, if that's okay. I'm not interested in going back to yours.
What, after like you sending me all those kind of pictures and stuff, like intriguing me, like all the selfies,
Yeah, but
you're not even going to come back at anything?
Yeah, but they were just pictures of my face, they weren't like pictures of my body. But
so you think I'm just going to get the wrong idea? I'm going to take you to a nice little bar, we're going to have food, we're going to go to the bar, drink like a fish, use my credit card.
Yeah, but I did offer to pay half. It's not as if I didn't offer to pay. I just don't want to go back to yours, that's all. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of girl.
Then you shouldn't be on the app then, should you?
Well, what's stopping
like, that's literally what it's for. Like, you take a girl out, you take them back to yours and everything's sweet.
No,
what's
but
your problem?
Well, I don't want to do that, so I just want to go back to mine. Why don't you just leave it as that?
That's just dry, that though. Like, what's the point? So wait, you do this with a lot of guys then?
No, I don't.
You let them take you out. Wait, no, let me speak. You let them take you out, and then you don't go back with them.
Why should I? I shouldn't have to go back with someone.
Okay, quick story time about my Tinder horror story. I mean, I guess it's not that horrific, but like, it's horrific enough to make me be like, maybe I don't really want a boyfriend. I mean, I do, but like, I don't, but like, okay, let me just get on to the story. Essentially, basically, it was a Saturday night or something, Friday night, I don't know. And I was hanging out with my friends, and they were gonna go out to the bars, and I was like, well, I'm kind of bored. Why don't I invite this random Tinder man that I've been talking to for like maybe 4 days? Like, let's just like see what happens. Like, it can't be bad, right? And it was like fine. Like, he was really quiet. I should have noticed the red flags when he started talking about like his lizard collection and how he got expelled from school for beating up a police officer. Like, immediately I was like, oh my god, I'm like actually really fucking scared. But then like, he wanted to go up and meet my friends, but he was so quiet, like he really wasn't saying anything. I was like, okay, you wanted to come up here so bad, you're not talking. And then as soon as they leave, like they're a little tipsy at this point because they're going out, obviously. They go to brush their teeth or something like that. I don't even fucking remember. And he was like talking about one of my friends, and he was all like, oh, I really fucking hate girls like that. Like, that's the type of girl that I stay away from. And I'm like, hello? Like, you don't fucking know them, so like, what the fuck are you on about? So immediately I was like, I kind of really want you to leave. Number one, you're being quiet and weird. You're not that attractive. And this is just like boring. Like, I hate this. I want you to leave. But I didn't say anything. I'm just being nice because I don't know if you're a scary murderer or not. Like, I'm going to be nice until I can get you to leave. So shortly after that, he like stands up, and that's making me nervous. I'm sitting down. I'm like, why are you fucking standing right now? And he was like, you want to know something? And I was like, what? He was like, if it came down to it, I would rather save an animal's life than human. Like, I would kill a human over an animal. And I was like, oh, that's not. So immediately I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm really scared. I want to leave. I'm like, I was thinking about my friends, and I was like, please, like, you guys need to like hurry up. I wasn't saying that because obviously he would like catch on. And I was like, I don't know. Like, ah! And like, when he said that, I was trying to rationalize it. I was like, oh yeah, like when people say, you know, they would save their own personal dog over like a stranger they don't know. Cause like, I really didn't know what he meant by that. I was like, why are you telling me this? Like, we've never met before. Like, I'm so scared. And when I got in his car, he sped the whole time. I didn't like his car at all. Like, I was like uncomfortable. It was just terrible. What a terrible fucking experience. But anyways, it just got me thinking, like, I want a boyfriend, but I feel like the idea of a boyfriend is better than actually having one, because like the fact that they could be literally crazy and kill you at any moment is like, I can't handle that. I literally can't handle that. And I know this situation can be like construed as different because I literally known him for like 4 days, and I was like, yeah, come to my friend's house. But like, I just, maybe it's me having like trust issues, but like, men are so genuinely terrifying to me. Like, I just will never, unless if I meet like a man in the wild and like, or like through a mutual friend, there is no way that I'll ever like just go on a date. Like, people like just set up dates like from like Tinder and Hinge. Like, I don't think I could do that anymore, like, ever.
This girl tried to move in with him on the first date. Story time. Jonathan was like 25 and he started using Tinder because he was trying to get back out there and start dating again, and that was where he met Casey. Casey said she was 24, in college, had a job, and had her own place, so they start talking and hitting it off pretty quick. After a few weeks of talking, one night Casey calls Jonathan up and says, hey, I want to see you. I want to go out and eat. Like, come pick me up. Let's go out right now. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So she sends him the address, and when he pulls up, he sees a woman standing out front of this apartment building, and she's got a backpack and 3 big trash bags behind her. So he pulls up and rolls the window down and says, Casey? And she says, Jonathan? He's like, yeah. And then she opens his car door and starts throwing her bags in his back seat. He said, what are all those bags? She said, I'm in the process of moving. I was going to see if you would drop me off at my mom's house tonight after we eat. And he was like, sure, no problem. So they go to the restaurant. Casey was on her phone the entire time, texting doot back and forth, but he didn't know what was going on. So Casey started saying, I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I don't have enough money for a hotel room. He said, well, what about the place I picked you up from? She said, oh, I can't stay there. That's my sister's house. She won't let me come back. Jonathan was like, why don't your family want to help you? Like, why can't you stay with them? What's going on? She said, well, my family's toxic, narcissistic, like they're a bunch of buttholes, and they've never loved me, never try to help me, and that's why they're putting me out now. She said, they know I'm in college, I'm working 2 jobs. He said, well, where's your vehicle? Where's your dorm? Like, I thought you stayed at a dorm. All her lives were getting mixed up. He says, well, where am I taking you? I need an address. She said, just go in that direction. I'll show you when we get there. What was weird, they were going back towards the direction of Jonathan's house. Now, he had told her before he lived in that area, but he didn't tell her exactly where. So they get into the county where he lives, and she starts saying, so where's your house? And he's like, I don't really want to tell you where my house is because I don't know you that well. She was like, well, can I just come stay with you tonight? Like, would that be a problem? He said, no, you can't come stay with me. She said, why not? He said, because I don't know you. He said, look, my family lives close to my house. I'm not going to put them in danger. She said, I'm not dangerous. I just don't understand why I can't spend a couple of days at your place. We've been talking for a few weeks. We hit it off. We really like each other. What's it going to hurt? It's not like I'm going to like move in for good or anything. She starts going off, going nuts. She said, well, you're married, aren't you? You're lying to me. You've been cheating on me. He said, dude, we just met. He said, listen, if you don't have anywhere to go, there's a shelter about 20 minutes from here. I don't mind taking you there. Like, I'll even get you some more food for tonight. She tells him, if you'll take me back to your place, I'll give you tonight. It'll be fun. And he said that just really caught him off guard. Like, she was just pushing too hard to go to his house, and now he was getting scared. She just keeps saying, well, I don't know what to tell you. There is nowhere for me to go. I'm just going to have to go with you. He said, again, I'm telling you, I'm not taking you to my house. Well, can I just stay tonight? No. Well, can I just stay for a few hours? No. She just would not take no for an answer. So he turned the car around and started driving back towards the county from where he picked her up, and she started getting pissed. She was like, where are you going? Turn this car around. But he's like, look, I got to drop you off somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's not going to be at my house, so you need to tell me where to take you. She says, just drive in that direction. I'll show you the house when we get there. She got on the phone, but she kept saying, we're on the way. No, we're on the way. We'll be there in a few minutes, instead of saying I'm on the way. And that just like made him feel like something was going on, like he was going to be set up. So about 10 minutes later, they pull up to this, what looks like an old abandoned house. And she says, pull up behind the house right there. And he says, I'm not pulling behind that house. I'll pull out front. You can get your stuff out, but I'm not pulling around the back. He pulls up into the little driveway. And then when she goes up to the front door, she only carries 1 bag. And then she opens the door, and then she comes back to get another bag. And that's when he sees 2 men walking around the corner of the yard, and they start approaching the backside of his car. He said in that moment, he knew it was a setup, so he stomped the gas and got the hell out of there. As soon as he left, she started blowing up his phone and texting him, if you don't come back now, I'm going to call the cops and say you R-worded me. Come back now. But he blocked her. I said, so what did you do with the rest of her stuff? He said, when I got halfway down the road, I started throwing shit out the window. I didn't care anymore. He said, I should have known something was going on when I saw her standing out there with 3 or 4 trash bags, but because I liked her so much, I overlooked it. He said, I promise you one thing, the next time I pull up to pick a date up, if she's standing out there with a bunch of bags, I ain't even stopping.